Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. A man was sitting on a bench in a park near a pond. He was sitting next to a paper bag, and headphones were plugged into his phone. An open book was in his lap. The man would smile every now and then when he looked up at the trees or at the nearby flower beds. People in the park didn't pay much attention to him because he was quiet and lived in his own little world. He looked up when a shadow fell over the pages of his book. He saw a woman who was wearing a dress that was very fancy and full of details. She had brown hair that reached her waist and green eyes. She wore a thin crown in her hair and silver bracelets on each wrist. Her dress was a soft champagne pink and had tiny pearls on it. The puffy sleeves were worn a little bit off the shoulders and got smaller until they reached her wrists. The neckline was what the man knew as a sweetheart neckline, and the bodice was very tight and tapered to a basque waist. The skirt was full and almost reached the ground in length. He had never seen a more beautiful woman than her. She showed him where her ears were, and he took off his headphones. "Good day to you, gentle sir," she asked in a soft voice. "Can I sit next to you for a while?" "Of course," the man said, looking a little confused. He got up, didn't know why, and bowed to the woman while extending his arm to her. Then he talked to her and asked, "May I help you sit down, beautiful?" She turned around and sat down softly on the bench. "Thank you very much, but no. But it's nice to see that there are still people with good manners." "I see you have the spirit of a knight, don't you?" she asked. "That's possible, my beautiful. I don't know why, but it seems right to call you by that title. Would you please sit next to me?" she asked with a smile. "I would be happy to do that." "It would be my pleasure," he said as he bowed again. Then he sat down next to her. Since the skirt of her dress was so full, only the two of them could sit on the bench now. "It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?" she asked. "What's up? You seem to be having fun." "Yes, miss, it's a beautiful day. Birds are singing and spring flowers have opened up," he said. "The weather is neither too hot nor too cold." She smiled at the man and told him, "Spring is a time of renewal, joy, and rebirth." "Well, that's the way it is," he said with a smile. "It just seemed like a great day to be in the park." She asked, "What music were you listening to?" "Just some very relaxing and calming music," he said. "It helps me calm down when I'm angry," he replied. She touched the book and asked, "What are you reading?" "Eternity by Jude Deveraux. I know that it's a woman's book, but I still like it," he answered with a blush. "You look nice when you blush, gentle sir. Don't worry, I won't make fun of you for liking a book about love. Isn't it true that love is a great thing that should be cherished in all its forms?" She said this with a soft smile on her face. He looked at her longingly and said, "Yes, beautiful, that is true." She smiled again and said, "Ah, I see I've met a man who can appreciate the beauty of a dress. That is the most beautiful dress I've ever seen. Other wedding dresses don't compare. It's not often that a woman wears a dress fit for a princess. The dress makes you even more beautiful." He was kind of in shock. "Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. That's very nice of you to say." "Yes, the dress is beautiful," she said. The man and woman sat still for a few seconds. The woman then seemed to look at the man in a deep way. Then her face changed into one that showed sadness. She asked, "Why do you keep her hidden?" "What? Pardon me? I, he said, a little confused. She said, "Gentle one, you know what I'm talking about." "Yes, miss, I think I do," he said, gulping. "It's not good for your spirit to keep her locked up inside of you," she told him, putting a gentle hand on his arm. "No, I don't think so, but I'm scared, miss," he told her. "Gentle one, you are loved very much, but you don't know it. There are people who would love all of you, but she needs to be known," she said. "Miss, I can't. Some people would dislike her, and I feel bad about her because she is not good enough to be seen," he said with tears in his eyes. "She is ugly." "Don't say that." "You really deserve to be loved. You can give so much love." She put her soft, delicate hand on his arm and said, "Please, let your loving self show." "Who would love a man like me?" he asked with tears in his eyes. "I do. I love you because you're there. I love you because you're unique. I love you for who you are. I will love you forever. Remember that, she said in a firm voice that rang through the trees. When the man looked at her closer, he realized who she was. Then he got up from the bench and got down on one knee in front of her. He stuttered, Arise, sweet spirit daughter, she said. I really value your respect. Then she took his hand and pulled him closer. Of all my daughters, you deserve love more than anyone else. Your heart is beautiful and kind, he said. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything and just listen. I will always be with you. My good wishes are always with you. Daughter, your spirit needs to be set free. She spoke slowly. I hear what you're saying and I'm scared. But I'll try, he said. Then she got up from the bench and grabbed his hand. Her other hand got a soft glow that showed a rose and what looked like a leather-bound book. Thou hast the spirit of a muse. The blank journal pages are for you to use. The rose is just an easy way to remember me. When things seem dark and hope seems far away, look at the rose and think of me, she said. Then he bowed very low to her. I'm very grateful. Your words and these gifts will always be important to me, he said, crying. She moved closer to him and gave him a kiss. He could smell her beautiful scent, which was like the smell of 1,000 flowers. Her lips were soft as anything could be. He looked into her beautiful eyes, which were as deep as all of time. He did the same thing that anyone else would have done in the same situation. He passed out. She then let go of him and gently set him down on the bench. She said, Farewell, daughter. Then she left without making a sound. The man woke up from his dream. When he looked around, he saw the rose and the journal. She wasn't fake, he said. She was real. Dream or not, I know, she is real. He got up, took his gifts and his things, and smiled the biggest smile. Yes, the time is now. A man sat on a park bench. It was a beautiful spring day that was even warmer than the last time he was here. He felt like he was alive and right. The long floral skirt of his dress rustled softly in the late spring breeze. Also, the ribbon on his hat blew out like a castle flag. As he looked at the living world, he put his gloved hands gently in his lap. Isn't it a beautiful day? He heard a woman say, I see you also wanted to feel pretty. He turned his head and saw a woman about his age wearing a floral print dress that reached her calves and a hat that went with it. I did, he said with a smile. Would you like to sit with me? Well, yes, I would. My name is Jessica. What's yours? She asked, putting out her hand to shake. He took her hand and told her, My name is Elise. What a lovely name. It suits you quite well. I came over to get a better look at your dress. It's very pretty. It looks like a dress you might wear on Easter Sunday. Did you wear it then? Jessica spoke up. No, I have never worn it before. It looked like spring, so I bought it. I had to buy the hat to go with it, too, Elise said. Elise, I love your shoes. What did you do with them? Jessica asked. And they're so cute. Are they by Anne Marino? Yes, Anne Marino owns them. They've been mine for a while. Jessica, may I say something? Elise asked. Of course, was her answer. He told her, I love your dress, too. It's so pretty. I wish I looked as pretty in mine as you do in yours. Elise, it's so nice of you to say that. When I saw you, I thought, she seems like a nice person. I should talk to her. Jessica said, Yes. Really? Elise asked. Yes, definitely. Jessica said, Actually, I was planning to go shopping, and you seem like the kind of woman who knows how to enjoy a serious day of shopping. I really do love to shop, Elise said. Then that's that. There's a sale at Talbot's, and I bet you shop there. Then we'll go to the malls and have a lot of fun, she said. After that, we could go to a small Victorian tea room where I know we can relax. That would be fantastic. Elise was very happy when she said, I really do like tea. She asked, Where did you park? I didn't park. I walked. I live nearby, and the day was so nice, Elise replied. Then we'll take my car, Jessica replied. Elise opened his mouth as if to speak, but then shut it again. He closed his eyes for a few seconds, took a deep breath, and loosened his shoulders. He said, Jessica, my name isn't Elise. It's Edward Wheeler. Not knowing what to expect. Jessica replied, I'm happy to meet you no matter what your name is, but I like the name Elise better. I'm Jessica Dillon, Jessica answered with a smile. Elise said, I want to thank you for... thank you, but for what? I'm making a new friend for myself. I really should thank you. Now let's go because the stores won't be open forever, Jessica said. Elise sat down in the evening and wrote in her journal. When she got back to her house after meeting, she found an old fountain pen and an inkwell that didn't seem to ever run out of ink. Now she wrote in a soft, round, cursive, pale pink page, "Today was the best day of my life. When I went out as myself, I met someone. It was so nice to just walk, talk, eat, and live. You were so right. Thank you so much for the wonderful gift you gave me." She put down the pen and looked at the rose in a vase. A rose whose scent never went away and didn't die. She looked at it and thanked it for all that was given to her. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.